to show all the people that sort of use quadcopter and so forth, I've come with an idea which I would like all of you to take on, and I hope it'll be I don't know, useful. I will show to you. I'm using basically a Walkera X800, which I find it easier to sort of make this modification or let's say adaptation. But I suppose it could be added to any type of quadcopter or whatever. Anyway, just a second. I just have the coffee and then I'll show you what I mean. Okay, come here for a second. Okay, this is a brand new Walkera thing, which I haven't used it for various reasons. Anyway, it's got some faulty thing, but it's brand new. So I decided to do some experiments with it. And I came with the idea, I ordered 2 rotors from Hobby King. I'll show you. This is the original one, which was fitted here. I ordered 2 motors, 2 of these. And what I've done, I took it out and elongated the shaft, because this has got a short shaft, as you can see, it's a tiny short shaft. Put a longer one, and fitted another motor underneath, so that when it turns or when it flies, that rotor there or that motor there works as a generator, and it does generate current quite a lot. Anyway, let me show you for a second how it works. Okay. Right, let's try. Okay. Oh, hold on a sec. Hold on. We don't want. No. Dude. Okay, I put in these 2 5 liters sort of water, I think, to make sure that the quadcopter doesn't take off and fly away. Anyway, let's have a quick run here so that nothing flies away. Let's put it there. Okay, that turns on. Now, as you can see, we have 111. You can see the bulb coming on. Percentage-wise, we have 35%, and the bulb is coming on. If I accelerate even faster, okay. Right, what I'll be doing now, I'll be switching off the camera, because I would like to change these and fit this one here, which this is more powerful. Although this is slightly heavier, but it produces more current and voltage. Unless you stay a minute there, maybe I can show quickly what I'm talking about. At least you know. As I said, this is all temporary right now. It's just to prove the point that most probably we could use a quadcopter, any flying rotors, with chargers on all of them, to recoup some voltage, some current, to allow us to sort of fly, to have longer flying times. Anyway, let me take this prop out. That's what I'm saying. The way I've done it is here we have an Allen key in there. Okay, let's loosen it up. There you are. That comes out like so. And this basically is all temporary, just to prove the point. Okay. Let me disconnect it here. Okay, so this goes out, stays there. Okay, let's fit this one here. This is from a photocopier machine. It's very powerful. It produces 1.5 ampere or thereabout. Okay. Let's see, that was there, that was there. I don't think it makes any difference. No, I think it was this way. We can either this way, we can put it this way. Okay, let's put it this way. Okay. Let's tighten the screw a moment. Yeah, right. This one. I made a sort of a transformer here. I had a toroid, handmade and so forth. But it's only to prove the point that it can be done, and most probably we get some useful flying time or extra flying time. Or we can use it just, if one wants to fly at night time, one can use a bulb, a nice light bulb, like that one, this one here, but lighter, to make some filming at night time. Okay, let's see what we'll do. Well, at this stage I don't even bother to put the propeller on, just in case anyway, but the concept is there, as you've seen it. Let me get it out of the way before it flies away. Okay, at least we put it there so the paper doesn't fly anywhere. Okay, there we are. Let's connect. Well, that's connected there. Okay, off we go. I think it should work. Hold on a second. I'm gonna put it there. Let's try it again. Okay, here we go. As you can see, that's really powerful because it produces 1.5 ampere. So one could use that underneath where the gimbal is. Well, as I said, that is just to prove the point. Try again. Something is going astray here. A second. It's a second. Maybe I got it wrong somewhere. Anyway, let's try. How is it here? That's the positive one there. Let's try from here. Doesn't make. I put a bridge rectifier, but it seems that is a match code is broken or cracked. See, that's a positive one there. Let's see where that is. but it does produce a fair amount of voltage and current. I can assure you that. But you're already seeing it anyway. And it's only 26%. And that is, if we sort of take it up to, let's say 50% or whatever, that will really glow. So, as I say, it produces a fair amount of current. It could be used either for the bulb. I personally have taken away, disconnected the two red wires, which sort of give you the red lights here, which is useless anyway. We have this big one here, if it wants to fly, which means that this is the rear end, and that's the point. But I mean, that amount of current there could be diverted with separate from the main circuit here, with a transformer and a voltage regulator, to actually light not only these four lights, the green one and the red ones, even a bulb, this bulb here, but light a version of those. And probably with a voltage regulator we might be able to use that current to operate the gimbal separately or the camera separately, to make sure that the battery sort of lasts longer, and we have flying time. I mean, this one produces 1.5 amperes, so you can imagine before of them, in all of them, we would have about 6 amperes. This one obviously produces less, but it's lighter. I don't know, this one was probably producing half ampere, I don't know. But what I'll be doing is I'll be fitting 4 of these on each one of them, and then eventually 2 will be parallel and 2 will be in series, basically to get slightly more voltage, because you see this one here doesn't produce as much voltage as that one, to make sure that we have at least 240 volts. But to prove still the point that this one here produces a lot of current, I'll show you something else, if I can. Let me disconnect this one here a second. Okay, what is it here? The bulb. Off she goes. I'm going to show you something which I tried it the other day. This is the charger, as you know, to charge the battery. And to show you how much current that little thing that produces, well, little. Okay, that's okay. I can kind of, where are we here? Put this one here, somewhere there, and here, without getting like so. Let's see. Okay, there. And you see that lighting up, coming to life, which is, it produces a lot of current, basically. That's what it's trying to prove. So someone may have some idea to, well, take it further the way one wishes to, but as it's got a lot of potential. As I'm using these big ones, which are they are out of photocopiers. So I have some other ones here. This one here, which I've used. These produce at least, this is 1.3 ampere, I think this one is 1.7. As I say, it can actually charge the battery, or put some of the current back into the battery through even this one here, through a charger. If I were to put a bulb there, by the way, this is a gated bulb, just in case you thought it is a gat, but I'll go and get a bulb which is not gated. This is a 5-watt battery. I ordered 10 the other day, brand new ones. It's a LED bulb, but it's still, it wants to light it on, which proves that there is a lot of current in the system there. Okay, let's get this thing out of the way. Ooh, positive. It's this one here. Obviously it tended to flash, but it shows that this one is not gated. It is complete. It's a complete brand new thing, unit or bulb. Well, there it goes, and it is that one. That one is there. Okay, right. Right, you've seen that one. So the system, or the idea, the concept, has got potential. It produces a lot of current, this one. So you can imagine with 4 of them. I know the drone will get slightly heavier, but that's why I'm using 4 of those, 2 in parallel and the other 2 in series, and to see whether I can achieve longer flying time. I think I should get more flying time out of it. But as I say, I was tinkering about the other day with it. I had this idea. I said, I'm going to try. By the way, I've given this information to 3D Robotics. I've sent a few mails, and they've taken on the idea. They're going to try and do themselves. Well, I'm doing, obviously, 3D Robotics is a big company, and they have all the machinery and so forth. And it is easier for them to do. So I thought I'll let you know. You may say, why did you form Walkera? Well, because Walkera, they haven't been very, well, it hasn't been a good company as far as I'm concerned. They sent me a faulty one and a full stop, and I had to keep it. Now, what I've done here, I mean, the way it could be transform these is, as you can see, this is the motor carrier there. I just put a plate in there, but what I'll be ordering is, I'll be ordering not only 2 other motors, but complete with the carrier, so that the carrier, I put it underneath, back to back, screw it on, and I can have sort of the motor fitted nicely. But Walkera, whoever, in this case is Walkera because I have a Walkera drone, what they could do is something similar to this with top and bottom, with an elongated part of it, tubing, aluminium part of it, which ends up here. So we can slide it there, lock it up, but the shaft comes out. So one doesn't need to actually drill the pipe, which I have, which is carbon anyway. This one right now goes through the pipe, but that way, if it made that way a complete unit with the top and bottom motors, the top motor for for the propeller, and this one here has a charger. Being elongated with aluminium tube, complete, integrated, part of it there, we could slide it up to there and still have the motor sort of coming out of the tubing without the need to drill the tubing. That is something, the way I would do it anyway. But right now, as I haven't got anything how to make it, what I'm doing is actually to put the motor carrier back to back underneath, all the four of them, to make it an easier job, basically, a much nicer proposition. Basically, that's it. I don't think I have anything else to add. As I say, this is a drone with a charger, basically, to get some current out of it and throw it back into the battery. Obviously not as crude as this is. As I say, I tinker with electronics. I'm not a great sort of engineer, but I had it downstairs, this thing, and I thought I'm going to try it. And as you've seen, it produces a lot of current, especially this one here. That one was probably we need to use too, because this one it reaches 240, maybe, well, let me see, without the bowl, how much it produces. Let's see. Okay. We have 400 volts. We can get about 400, 500 volts out of this one here. We wouldn't out of that. I think that one reaches about 180. So one would have to need another one on the other side over there, put it in parallel, to get the to increase the current, and the other two in series. But as I say, I believe he has got a great potential, this idea, and I hope you, whoever flies drones or whatever, to take it up and try and tinker about with it and see where you can get. That's it. I don't think I have got anything else. I don't think I've forgotten anything. I just hope that you take it on. This idea. Okay, thanks for listening to me. Bye-bye.